So we've got a module of the week this week as usual. John, I think this is, I think I hear you talk about this, except for Lingotech. I think this is the module I hear you talk about the most,
No
and we have
way.
not yet done
Okay.
it. So
So
what's the module of the week?
so I talked about it yesterday because I was adding a feature to my website that involved a web form, and I wanted that web form to have some spam protection on it. So I was asking about ReCAPTCHA. So ReCAPTCHA is just that. It's a form spam mechanism to help you prevent spam submissions on your forms. And when looking at ReCAPTCHA, I noticed that now they have version 2, which is like the Google, you can use the Google ReCAPTCHA where it's like picture, or they have version 3, which seems to be, I don't know, more based on the user's actions on your website. So the module of the week is the ReCAPTCHA module. Not you could also look at ReCAPTCHA v3. That's another version of ReCAPTCHA, but the ReCAPTCHA module basically lets you add a a ReCAPTCHA to forms to be able to prevent spam submissions. And it was super easy to set up, even with like integrating with Google and going through it. Like, I think I had it up and running in like, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes after I kind of like worked through some of my own like learning limitations.
I also wanted to point out for the astute listener, we talked about Clean Talk last week, which is also an anti-spam module. But we forgot to say what it did. So it's a week later, but Clean Talk is also an anti-spam module that helps block spam comments.
I'm glad to hear that ReCAPTCHA has come out with another version, because I've used it for a lot of years before even Google bought it, but I don't use it very much. But when V2 came out, with the pictures of which ones have a stoplight and stuff, I can't even solve those. I never get them the first time.
It's funny you use that example, because literally yesterday I was testing it and I got like, where are the stoplights? And I was like, oh, here they are. But I will say the one reason I went with ReCAPTCHA v2 versus v3 was because v3 kind of works in the background, which is great. But if it doesn't or can't make a determination or score the individual, it will go back to v2 and still prompt them with a hey, check the pictures. And I don't know, for me it felt like one extra module, one extra step. I'd much rather just be like, hey, if you're already using Google, you click the button and it says, yeah, you're good, or it gives you the pictures and you move on. But
yeah, you have to be careful with those CAPTCHAs because they're not always accessible to people for assistive technology, or if you can't see the picture. So I think ReCAPTCHA 2 allows a different alternative method. You can click the sound and you can determine from sound and stuff like that. So great improvements with that one.
I mean, I have to say, Randy, whenever I fail a capture, I do have that existential crisis moment where I'm like, am I just a simulation? am I not human?
It makes me want to go back and like, did I really miss the picture of the curb or the picture of the tree? Like where did I?
That's the one that makes me angry, is when it's like, okay, click on the sidewalk. You're like, okay, there's three sidewalks on it. You click on the 3 and then 3 new pictures pop up. You're like, okay, one of those is a sidewalk. You click on it and then it replaces. And it's like, okay, I've clicked on 14 images already. When are you going to finally accept that that I'm correct?
When you click on the right ones, Nick.
I really actually don't maintain very many sites, just a few, and they're from a long time ago and they don't matter. But I turned off all unauthenticated submissions a long time ago because it was unmanageable. So, I mean, with or without CAPTCHA, that's the way, more and more sites don't have any option to reply or anything. It's too bad. Too bad.
Yeah, too much spam.